gentlemen, tonight we'd like to perform for you a tale that was the first episode of an American SF radio series from 1950 called Dimension X.
Dimension X!
So with no further delay, we bring you The Outer Limit.
Can you predict what will come in 100 years? Or in 10? Or in the next minute? Some people think they can. Nuclear scientists, mathematicians, astronomers, biologists. They'll predict the shape of the future. Why? Because they make the future. Because they see beyond the known dimensions of time and space into the unknown. Dimension X. We go ahead now in time to 1965. We're on a vast concrete runway set in the desert of the southwest. A giant metal ship stands before us, prow pointed for the stars, and in 5 minutes the signal will flash and it will tear up through the atmosphere to the outer limits. Attention, attention. Clear field for takeoff.
5 minutes, Steve.
Right!
Warm her up, Charlie.
Turn her over!
I want to go over procedures again, Steve.
Don't worry, I've got it straight.
Just make sure.
Okay, take her up to jets on 50,000. Then I'll cut in the rockets.
No lower or your tail blast will blow out 3 counties.
I climb in 4 minutes on rockets, then start maneuver tests.
Remember that, no more than 4 minutes.
Right!
This ship isn't like those Strato rockets you've been testing. She's the first one built for outer space. If she works, we can go clear to the moon.
If I'd have known that, I'd have brought my toothbrush.
Well, not on this trip. Now get this, Steve. You've got power there to clear the Earth's gravitational field. But remember, after you cut the rockets, you've got 10 minutes fuel. If you go beyond the outer limit, you won't have fuel for the return.
I know, I won't get down again.
That's right, Steve. You'll drift off into space. Get that.
Gotcha!
10 minutes fuel. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this project is a lot more important than a cosmic McRae bomb they're testing out in the Pacific tonight.
Well, Security Commission brass doesn't think so. I don't see any undersecretaries under anything.
Don't worry, Hank. In the long run, our ship will make the CR bomb back page stuff. But in the meantime, it's just as dangerous. Remember, half the principles on this ship are pure theory. Steve can slide with stuff. If anything goes wrong, we'll have to scrape you off the landscape with a soup spoon.
You have a charming sense of humor.
Now here's what I'm getting at. We're risking your neck on this test. If anything blows, we don't want the next man to pull the same boner.
I know, Hank.
So keep your mic open and keep talking. If anything goes wrong, we want to know exactly why. We won't be able to ask you. Let us know before you pull every switch, before you do anything. You got that?
Yeah.
Even if you only have to blow your nose.
All right, get those fuel lines away!
Okay, Mr. Ball.
Well, I guess it's about time, Steve.
That reminds me, look, if Mary calls, I'm just up on a milk run. I didn't tell her today, so was it?
How is she?
She's okay, but she's due about now. I don't want her to be nervous.
Hey, I didn't know the baby was that close.
Yeah.
Steve, I really ought to be sending a single man on this job, you know.
What? And cut me out of a soft paycheck? I get it, Hank. You know you can't get anybody else. Who can take 15 G's acceleration when those rockets cut in?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's time, Steve.
Yeah, see you later. Don't worry, Hank. I'll sort it out for both of us. Butter up, Charlie!
Yep.
So long, Hank!
So long. We'll give you the light and control.
X2R to control. X2R to control. Are you there yet, Hank?
Okay, Steve, got you on the speaker. I'm ready to go.
Mr. Hanson?
Ready on radar, Sergeant?
Check. Mr. Hanson, you better see this.
What is it, Elsie?
Message sent in for Steve. Mrs. Weston just left for the hospital.
What? Oh, Steve,
Well,
stand by there a minute.
Shall we order takeoff, Mr. Hanson?
What? Oh, no. Just a minute. No, it's too late now.
Aren't you going to tell him?
Maybe he's got enough to worry about.
What's holding us up, Hank? Something on your mind?
No, nothing. It's nothing. I just wanted to say good luck. Clear for takeoff, Charlie.
Right.
Okay, give him the light. Okay, Steve. I'm reading you clear.
40,000, airspeed 600. She's running fine. The soundproofing works. There's a 3-degree waiver in the AGY pressure.
Got that, Charlie?
Dead center on radar, Mr. Hanson.
50,000 now. Cutting out the port jet. Now at the starboard. I'm off jet. Airspeed dropping. Opening the rocket selects. The switch 6 to the door. Charlie. Actually, out of the hub, the pressure is 53. All right, now I'm advancing the ignition key. Here goes rocket 1.
Steve, are you all right?
Yeah, feels like somebody slugged me with a sledgehammer. Airspeed now at 1200. Here goes number 2.
Steve, Black's rocket time is now 4 minutes. What's your attitude? Over to you.
Speed 4,400, still climbing. Altitude 297 miles.
All right, you're at the outer limit. Level off for maneuver test. You got exactly 6 minutes fuel left.
Okay, starting a 3-degree left bank. It's a little sluggish. That is all right now. There's a low vibration someplace. Maybe the cockpit latch. I'm straightening out.
5 minutes fuel left.
Now I'm starting a 3-degree right. Hey!
What's the matter? What's wrong?
There's something up here, something shiny.
What are you talking about?
There's something above me. Hank, I'm gonna chase it.
Steve, you're at the outer limit now.
I can see it plain now.
Don't go any higher. You've only got 4 minutes left. You've only got...
There's too much static. I can't hear you. Hank, it's dead ahead now. I'm gonna make a pass at him and get a good look. Hey, it's swerving to meet me. It's dead ahead now. It's dead ahead.
Hello, Steve. Steve, hello. Can you come in?
9 minutes fuel's gone.
Still no sign on radar.
Hello, Steve. Hello, Steve. What's happened? Charlie, get the crash squad. Tell the army squadrons to alert their search planes.
Right.
9.5 minutes.
Crash squad.
Hello, Steve. What's happening?
Charlie
What
Cracker,
the devil is
Mr.
it?
Hanson.
Hello, come
We
in,
need a
Steve.
search
Come in.
squadron.
Steve, can you hear me?
No,
Come in.
Mr. Hanson's busy.
10 minutes, Mr. Hanson. That's the end of his fuel.
How long has it been now?
10 hours, Mr. Hanson.
Nothing more than a radar, Sergeant.
Screen's blank.
Colonel Corelli called in. Search planes are back. They didn't find anything.
There should have been some trace.
He couldn't have bailed out, could he?
You don't hit silk at 4,400 miles an hour. He either went past the outer limit, ran out of fuel, or something blew or 5 pieces of them scattered from here to the coast. Why does it have to be the best man? Always the best man.
I'll get it. Control? Yes, I'll take it. Is that so? All right, I'll tell him. All right.
Charlie, you know we've got to figure out what's wrong.
Yeah.
Something must have blown.
Mr. Hanson,
Yes.
there's a message from Northside Hospital for Steve. Mrs. Weston's baby. Fine, it's a boy.
Thank you, Elsie. It's a boy, Charlie.
Oh.
Fine, it's a boy. You didn't even know she went to the hospital. How am I going to tell Mary that?
It wasn't your fault, Mr. Hanson. The ship had to be tested.
Yeah, and we'll build another one and some flying fool will shoot past the outer limit into space. Oh, I'm getting old, Charlie. I can remember when I used to take them up myself. Now I've got to send that other man. I think there's something on the radar.
It's a job, Mr. Hanson.
Now I'm afraid. Every time I hear a jet go off, I jump. Every time I have to send somebody up on a new model, I start to sweat.
Mr. Hanson,
Yeah?
I think there's something on the radar.
No flight schedule in, are there, Elsie?
We had the whole day cleared.
It's coming in behind us. Here it comes over the building.
What? What crazy jockey is buzzing the field like that? Is that an army plane, Charlie?
I can't say.
It's turning.
Charlie, alert the field. I know that engine. Steve!
That's impossible. That's his ship.
It can't be.
Well, there's no other model like that. It's Steve, all right. He's coming in.
Thank God. Thank God. All right, sit down, Steve. The quicker we get this done, the quicker you get over to see Mary and the baby.
Hank.
Elsie, give the order to check and refuel the rockets. I don't want anyone in here until I get Steve's reports. Bury any calls. Okay, let's have it. What the devil happened to you?
Hank, does that cosmic ray bomb still have to go off tonight?
What are you talking about? Straighten out, Steve. Where have you been for the last 10 hours?
Listen, Hank, there's something more I've got.
Come on now. I've got to get a report on the screen to Washington, so let's have it. I've got to know how you stretched 10 minutes of fuel to keep you in the air for 10 hours.
No, one thing before I talk.
Look, Steve.
Now, have the Giga Man run over the ship before they refuel.
What do you run into?
So help me, Steve. Hank, I don't know. We better make sure that it isn't radioactive.
Elsie, add a Geiger counter check report to the standard check.
Steve, maybe we'd better...
You are.
No, that's me.
I'm
Steve!
not the
Maybe we'd better have the doc look you over too.
No, I'll be all right. They said I'll be all right.
Look son, I know you've had a tough time, but we've had this field on alert for 10 hours. One of the army boys cracked up looking for you and was hurt bad. So let's have the story, let's have it straight.
I don't know how to tell you, Hank. I saw something up there.
What, at 300 miles?
I chased it. Something up there, Hank, and I caught it.
Now don't hand me that.
Listen to me. I was cruising along, just staring at the right bank when I spotted something. Must have been going back half my speed. It was egg-shaped and smooth. I made a pass at it, and I was coming back for another when this humming sound.
Humming?
Sort of vibration. And I blacked out. His head straight for me at 4,400 miles an hour. I thought I was a goner. And the biggest smash since Hiroshima! Hank, is there a drink in that bottle?
Never mind, Steve, what happened?
I came to, inside their ship.
Uh-huh. Steve, this whole thing's been a devil of a strain on you. I'm going to call Major Donaldson from the Army base. Ask her to sit at me.
Psychiatrist, yeah, that's a good idea. Let him run his test, I'll tell you I'm not kidding. Because Hank, unless I miss my guess, I've just been tipped off to the way the world ends.
All right, Mr. Wilson. Suppose you continue your story.
Yeah, let's have it, Steve. You woke up inside the ship.
Yes, and the place was jammed with machinery, dials, blinkers. I couldn't recognise anything.
And you were surrounded by these men from Mars?
I didn't say they were men from Mars. I didn't say they were even men. I couldn't see them clearly. They were just there.
Where did they come from then?
Another galaxy. Millions of miles outside of our own solar system. That's all I know. You figure out where they came from.
And they came all that distance to find the Earth?
Yes!
They tell you that?
Yes!
You mean they spoke English to you?
No, they didn't. Well, that's funny. I hadn't thought of that. They didn't really speak to me at all. They just planted the thoughts inside my mind.
Oh, you mean thought transference, telepathy?
That's right.
Well, Steve, what brought them here?
We did, Hank. We rang their bell. We brought them in.
Well, how?
With our atomic explosions. Hank, that's why you're going to stop that bomb test tonight.
Oh, I give up.
Look, you've got to believe me. Hank, how can I make you understand?
Would you submit to narco-psychology?
What's that?
Under proper drugs, I can put you back in this ship by suggestion. Then we can get a playback record of your memory pattern on the audio circuit.
How long will that take?
Half an hour. We'll have to go up to the lab.
Would you believe me if it checks?
It will give us an accurate memory picture of what your mind records.
All right, let's go. Hank, you've got to believe me. We haven't got much time.
You should be getting drowsy now. Count backwards from 10.
10, 9, 8, 6. Oh, crap.
He's under. Now attached to head plate electrodes. The cortical pickup. Look out for that bar, Mr. Hanson. 3.0 setting, 31.3. Now throw that switch, Mr. Hanson. I have to start him off by suggestion. All right, Steve, you're in your ship now. You're in the rocket.
Rocket.
You're in the rocket. You're in the rocket. You've just sighted something strange.
I'm now starting a 3-degree right.
What's that?
Hey, there's something up here. Something shiny.
This memory pattern. We're picking it up electronically.
Something above me. I'm gonna chase it.
It's piped through the audio circuits.
I'm getting static. I can't hear you.
This is
Hang.
where we lost contact with him.
I've got to make a pass at it. Hey, it's swerving to meet me. It's dead ahead now. It's dead ahead.
Now what?
This is where he blacked out. There's no telling how long, minutes or hours.
What's that noise?
I don't know. What?
Where? How did I get in here? You?
Is he seeing them?
Intergalactic Patrol? What's that?
What are they saying, Steve? What are they saying?
It's about nuclear fission. They know about it. They know the danger of it. Long ago they had wars that almost destroyed them. And finally they learnt. They've outlawed war now.
Go on, Steve.
They patrol space. When a detector picks up an atomic explosion, they send a patrol.
What are they going to do?
They quarantined us.
Quarantine?
They've isolated Earth because we don't know how to control ourselves yet. Until we learn, we'll be likely to be a menace to the whole universe.
What is this nonsense?
What? How are they going to do that, Steve?
They spread a layer out there of, well, I don't know what to call it, all around Earth. It's miles deep. When there's an atomic explosion on Earth, the radioactive particles will drift up to this layer and set off a chain reaction. They'll go all around the world in microseconds. That's the end.
The end? What's he?
Wait.
Yes, I understand. I've got to bring back the warning. I'm going to put me back in my ship to bring the warning.
Now what?
He's blacked out again. I guess that's all.
What does it all mean?
It's what he remembers.
You don't think it really happened?
No. The narco-psychometry circuits produce what he remembers. It just means that Steve believes this happened.
I don't like to see this. I've seen too many good test pilots snap. Steve is the best I've known. How bad do you think he is?
Frankly, outside of the presence of this well-organised hallucination, there's no sign of unbalance. It may not be too serious. If he had a more plausible story, I'd be inclined to believe him.
Oh, why, Hank?
It's all right, boy.
Did you hear it, Hank? You understand?
Sure. We've been quarantined.
Let me give you something that will make you sleep, Steve.
But do you understand? They fixed it. That we set off one more nuclear explosion. That'll be it.
Of course, don't roll your sleep down.
You don't believe me?
Now, take it easy, Steve.
That test tonight, they're setting off the CR bomb. Hank, what time is it?
11:20.
Well, it's scheduled for midnight. Hank, you got to stop that bomb.
Steve, let Donaldson give you the hypo.
Hank, you got to believe me. I saw them. I got the warning. If we touch off that bomb tonight, it'll be the biggest intergalactic 4th of July of all time. The whole Earth will go like a Roman candle. April 10th, 1965. The end.
Now look, Steve, you better calm down. Don't you want to see Mary and the baby? You've got a new son, remember?
Well, that's just it. I want to see my son. I want him to live. If that bomb goes off, Hank, we've got to stop him.
Mr. Hanson, I think we'd better get over to the base hospital.
Hank, you've got to believe me.
Yeah, sure, Steve. Maybe there's something into it. Look, it's out of your hands. I'll put in a report and shuttle it to Washington in the morning.
In the morning? There isn't going to be any morning. Hank, don't you understand? You've got to call Washington now, get the head of the Security Commission, and postpone the test!
Now, you know I can't do that, Steve. My neck will be out a mile. Besides, this is 1965, not 45. 20 countries have atomic bombs now. What's the use of stopping this one? The rest of them just keep popping them off.
Well, we have to call an international conference. Can't you understand, Hank? The first one that goes off finishes the lot of us. It's the end. They've given us the quarantine warning.
Steve, I think you'd better go to the base hospital.
What?
Look, Steve, we can call up for a detail if we have to.
All right, I'll go with you, but I don't need a straight jacket.
That's the way, Steve. You'll probably feel better by morning. Let's go.
Go with me, Steve. I'll drive you over to the hospital to see Mary and the kid.
Sure, pigs might try.
Yeah, hey, look at the ship under the floodlights. Pretty, huh? You'll be flying her again soon, don't you worry.
Yeah, I guess so. What's she doing out in the light? Did they refuel, huh?
Yeah, we got Clausewitz coming over tomorrow from Denver for another test. Figure we give you a day off.
That's good, that's, yeah.
Oh, Steve, come back. Come on, Donaldson. Steve, wait! He's heading for the rocket. Look, there he goes up.
That crazy fool.
We can't get at him now. The cover's armored glass.
He's waving.
Hey, yeah, towards control. It's a radio. He means the radio. Come on.
I should have gotten help.
Good thing the radio still's hooked up. Hello, Steve.
Listen to me, Hank. You're gonna call Washington now.
Come out of that rocket, Steve.
I'll call my medics.
Don't try anything, Hank. They've refueled the rocket for tomorrow.
Take it easy, Steve.
You know what will happen if I follow the rocket tube down here?
Steve, don't.
It'll burn every building out for 5 miles. All of us in one big flash.
Steve, what do you want?
You've got to stop that bomb. You've got to go to Washington right now.
They won't believe me.
You've got to make that call. All right, cut in the rocket. Now, I mean it, Hank. Now, hook my screen to yours in parallel. I want to see exactly what you're doing.
All right. Now, just don't fire those rockets.
Get going, Hank. You've got 12 minutes to make that call and stop that bomb.
All right, I'm making the parallel hookup right now. Donaldson, do you think you're really blast?
I don't know. Up to now, I always said he was normal, but now he's liable to do anything, Hanson.
Steve there. Are you getting this on your screen?
Yeah. Now, put through that call.
Yeah, all right.
Operator,
Busy screen to Washington.
the busy screen circuits are busy, sir. If you'll try again in
This
half
is a
an hour.
Security Commission priority. Break in and get me a line.
Yes, sir. Just a moment, please.
10 minutes, Hank.
Listen, Steve, I'm trying.
They're ready to take your call, sir.
Washington, Security Commission 3. This is urgent. I want Undersecretary Herbert Ames.
Washington 3, 1 minute, please.
Hurry, will you?
1 moment, please.
What time is it, Donaldson?
11:51.
Do you think he'll fire those rockets?
He might.
Washington operator here.
Busy scene 3. Mr. Herbert Ames, please.
That's a coded exchange. I cannot accept your call without clearance.
Get it through, Hank.
Listen, Washington, put it through. This is Mr. Hansen in San Marco Air Base. This is a priority call. I'm coded.
1 moment, please. I'll check your code number.
Get that through, Hank. That bomb goes off in 12.
Be reasonable, Steve.
Your call is cleared to San Marco. Washington busy screen through Reed. Herbert Ames, please.
Security Commission Ames.
Listen, Ames.
Oh, hello, Hanson.
Ames, you gotta get me the chief.
Are you kidding? He's at the test control room.
Yeah, I know, but get him for me.
What's up? You look lousy. Oh, is it a bad circuit?
There's no time. I've got to get him before the test. It's about the CR bomb.
I can't take that responsibility.
Get that through, Hank. Why, blast!
What's going on there?
Ames, my project has a high enough rating. This is a priority 8 call.
What? Okay, it's your neck. I'll try and get him for you. He's in the control room, so you'll have to switch off the screen and speaker and go on earphones. Too much going on in here. Security ruling.
You hear that, Steve? I gotta cut off the incoming screen.
All right, but don't try anything. 8 minutes, Hank.
Hello? Hello? What?
You got it, Hank.
Yes. This is Hansen at San Marco. No, sir. Priority A request to cancel the bomb test. No, I'm serious. This is deadly serious. We sent the X2 JTR up today to the outer limit. We uncovered evidence. Yes, on the automatic instruments. What's that? No, possible chain reaction. No, I can't tell you the whole story. There isn't time here. Yes, I'll bring the readings into Washington in the morning. You got to postpone the test till then. Look, I worked on contracts for the Commission for 10 years. Yes, I have complete confidence in my information. You record that. Yes, I'll go back immediately. Goodbye.
Hank! Hank!
He's agreed to cancel, Steve. The bomb won't get off. All right, boy, you can come down out of that ship.
He's opening up. Here he comes.
All right, Hank, come down.
Sure, Hank. Just a second while I climb down the ladder. Hank, I was scared. I was plain scared.
Easy now, it's all over. The bomb won't go off.
Thank God. Look, I want to see Mary and the baby. Can you give me transportation now?
Wait a minute, it's almost 12. They won't let you in the hospital now.
I want to see the baby.
Sure you do. But you've been under a strain. I've got a shot for you here, Steve. It'll give you a good night's sleep. All right, roll up your sleep.
Yeah, here.
There, that'll make you sleep. The sergeant will find you a bed.
Yes, sir. Come on, Mr. Weston.
Okay, good night, Hank. I'm kind of big. It's been a tough night.
It sure has. I thought for a minute he was going to blast those rockets and send us all to Kingdom Come.
Yeah,
Quite a stunt getting that ray bomb test called off.
it wasn't called off.
But the chief said...
Ames couldn't get the chief. I was talking to a dead circuit. Bomb goes off in a couple of minutes.
Oh, poor Steve. He was one of the best.
He was the best.
1 in 10 million. Some story of his, poor guy. For a while, he almost had me believing in that quarantine. That's a very common delusion. End of the world.
Yeah, I suppose so. Still, it's a nice night. Never store the stars stone bright.
We'd better be getting in. That wind is cold.
That bomb goes off in 30 seconds. Poor Steve.
You know, Hanson, there's just one thing.
Yeah?
It's outside my field, but I'm curious. How did he keep that ship in the air for 10 hours with only 10 minutes fuel?
You have just heard The Outer Limits by Graham Dorr, an adventure in time, space, and the unknown. An adventure from Dimension X.
Dimension X!